Mhm.
Hey, hey, you guys. It is Miss Flo, and you are watching Go with the Flow, a podcast that's now become a stream on Twitch where I talk about anything and everything that I want to talk about. Because I'm not just a teacher, a photographer, blossoming uh, news reporter, creating her own publication. I'm also a fan of drag queens, movie stars, my favorite actors, all of that. And we're going to dive into all of that in this palette cleansing episode. Now, the only reason I'm calling it that because last week I was very serious. I had to handle some ignorant haters and correct them on a few things that were buzzing in my comment section. But this week, I want to take the time to highlight some major announcements, victories, and we're going to dive into all of that, especially with my guest host today, Marcel. Say hi to the people, Marcel.
Hello, beautiful people.
Now, how was your week?
My week was all right, pretty uneventful. Um, you know, just doing the day by day thing, trying to put out commissions and be a good Samaritan to the world.
Yes,
How
and
was your
then
week?
I was good. Um, I really had a great time last night at the Pancakes and Booze art show they had at Hook Hall down on Georgia Avenue. It was so inspiring to see that we have so many talented artists in DC. And of course, I'm working with one right now, but I have to take you to the next one. Um, because not only was it great to see all this amazing art and entrepreneurs that are really putting their stuff out there, it was a good networking opportunity too. Had great conversations with folks and hopefully be able to work with them in the future. I didn't have anything set up for the show, but if you follow me at Noir Vibes DC on all platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, I will be posting my photos of these amazing people. And again, to combat the AI devil, I want you guys to reach out to these artists. Most of them do commissions, and of course, Marcel does commissions as well. Hit them up. We would appreciate your support, and of course, you're going to support Black-owned businesses, so that's a major plus, as always. So, but yeah, Marcel, I got to take you to the next art show that I go to because I think you would really enjoy it. And again, it was just so many amazing people to meet, for sure. So,
It sounds like a really fun experience. I'm glad you got to, dip your toe into other people's, content and artistry.
oh yeah. And the only thing I wish is that the venue was a bit bigger. Uh, the art market was literally crowded. Figuratively and literally, it was crowded. I felt so bad for any artists that were like, and if you were there at Pancakes at Hook Hall, if you were in the aisles, it was just a narrow pathway, just people packing in. If they weren't kicking with the artists who were trying to buy, and it was just super. I felt bad because I feel like they didn't get as much attention as those that were on the outside surrounding um the exhibitions and the booth. So I guess if you can't sign up for it, Pancakes and Blues is not just in DC. It's like they're all over in a lot of major cities. So, and it seems like it's open to any artist that wants to come in and like sell their work and network. So, that may be something that you may consider once they come. I'll remind you when they come back in town because I think that's something that you really go for. But I will make sure that you are posted in a very ideal spot, so you're not crowded, and that your stuff could
Mm.
get some major attention.
Period.
Yes. So this the what I'm about to go into is like has got me like really really excited. Um, I have been a fan of this actor slash voice actor for decades. She has made my whole childhood, and she is coming to BlurCon. I'm talking about Cree Summers. Cree, Freddie from a different world. Like, oh my God, she has voiced so many amazing characters, as you can see on the screen, like Susie Carmichael from Rugrats. She was a Penny on Inspector Gadget. Told by Ginger. Like, as you see, she played Storm. Like, her resume could go on and on, and she is just absolutely amazing. I remember was it like I think this summer I tweeted out like I wanted Cree to come to AwesomeCon because that's the main convention I go to, but I'm not mad at BlurCon. I never been to BlurCon, but I really this is gonna make me go for sure. I need to meet Cree Summers. Like I'm pretty sure Marcel, you have watched all her or at least majority of her work. Like, how do you feel that Cree Summers will be popping into the DMV?
Oh, definitely I'm familiar with her. I am very excited that she is actually coming to the DMV uh, whatsoever, because like she is such a big part of everyone's childhood, basically. Like, she is the basically um, her and who's the other one? Who's also known for doing all the voices, like Bubbles from um,
Tara Strong, Tara Strong,
yeah, like they're kind of like the icons of the voice acting community. Like they've just been known to be part of so many people's lives. And Creed, not only that, I was a fan of, I believe, her freshman album. She had quite a few like great songs that she put out like in the early 2000s. And I was only introduced to that because of her singing as number five on Codename Kids Next Door, right?
for sure. Yeah,
Oh. I believe she also played her sister.
yeah. Like
I think
she's
she was
like
doing
super talented.
I think she was doing double duty on
Yeah,
there. And for her to also like how even though we know her for playing more so characters of color, that didn't stop her from voice acting as other people. Like they didn't place her voice under a stereotype, basically.
right.
You know.
Sh- Very versatile. Like just iconic. Like I have to meet her. Like that. I'm starting to plan like a staycation because if I'm going to
Hmm.
Crystal City, I don't want to have to like go home and come back. Like it's like 18-minute drive, but like
Hmm.
I would like a nice staycation to be, at BlurCon, like at a hotel and just really have fun. I've heard so many
Hmm.
people have like have served nothing but compliments about BlurCon. I have seen it all over like social media, but just haven't been able to go because as you know, like I do SYEP
Hmm.
at the high school, so I'm working in the summer as well. But like I'm taking that weekend to go see Cree. It is very serious. I'm going. Like I'm manifesting now. I have to go. Would you be willing to go?
Of course.
It's
First and foremost, you have introduced me to so many um great like cons, I guess. I've never really thought of myself being a person to experience them because I never really felt like I was super like a super fan of a lot of things like a lot of people are. And I know people take those things very seriously, especially because they can be associated with like cartoons and like animes that have like really big fan bases, you know?
right.
I'm not the type to cosplay. I mean, I would love to get into it, but it's just nice to see how many people you would never expect to meet there. Like, like you said, we've been to almost the past three awesome cons.
Yes.
And I'm a big wrestling fan, and we got to meet New Day twice, right?
Right.
Uh, Along with like Sergeant Slaughter, Billy Gunn. Um, I don't think we got the chance to meet Batista,
I
but it's
did.
like you
I
never
think
know.
you wasn't there that day, but my
Hmm.
students and I got to meet Batista. And it was
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great experience. Even if, like you said, even if you're not like consider yourself a big super fan, just being there in the atmosphere, like my mom, she's a fan like, of some movies and stuff. But, for her to walk in that type of environment and see all the amazing cosplays, the pageantry,
Hmm.
meeting some she loves meeting Walter Jones, the Black Power Ranger that played Zack. Like she loves
Mm.
seeing him. Like she does. And it's just like a great experience. It's fun for all ages. But I'm gonna definitely check out BlurCon this year. And I'm just like super excited. Like I'm gushing. I may cry when I meet her. I hope I keep it together. But I am super excited about this news. It's so
It's
great that
definitely
she's
like a
actually
once
coming
in a
to DVD.
lifetime like kind of thing.
Right. So it's like you want to give your favorite actress their flowers now while they're here, and like I really want to do like I really want to meet her. And who knows, like maybe I may do a quick interview with her so that, she could be on the show. Fingers crossed. But either way, like I would just be happy if I could get a picture with her.
Definitely.
Yes. And speaking of the fandom with Marvel, of course, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is coming out soon. Everybody's super excited about it. But I do have a concern. How Marvel has been marketing a couple of their movies. Like, I don't know if you saw the latest trailer of Ant-Man. I feel like
I
they're
know I have not
giving.
seen it.
But when you have a second, you should definitely watch it. But there's a part in the trailer where Ant-Man goes, has this whole exchange with Kang, and he's like, "I don't need to win. We just have to both lose." And everybody has lost their mind over that line because it's pretty obvious that, or what Marvel may be making it appear, it seemed like this will be the last Ant-Man movie. Like he may die here.
Mm.
And my whole thing is like when I go to the movies, I want to at least be somewhat surprised. Like I feel like Marvel is just revealing way too much. Like they get on Tom Holland for, speaking too much, but like these trailers, I think it's not even like speculation at this point. I think it's pretty obvious that Ant-Man is going to die in this movie, and I feel like they definitely have ruined some surprise. Like I don't know where else they can really take it from here. I mean, I'm still gonna go. I'm still gonna watch it, because you know how Marvel has really intertwined uh all the characters from the franchise into each other's movies. So I feel like if I don't watch it, I may miss like a critical story plot, you know, for another film. But I just feel like it's kind of sucking out a lot of the element of surprise with films. I mean, how do you feel about it?
Um, I don't know. I haven't really followed like the series whatsoever. When it comes to like the Marvel thing, I kind of just wait for like you to like explain to me what's going on.
Mm.
Um, so generally, I have like no idea like what's going on. What's like how what number are we on with this movie? Is this the third one?
This will be, yeah, the third Ant-Man movie. With this plot, just to get you caught up, so Ant-Man didn't blip, but he was left in like the quantum realm because those that sent him there blipped. And when he comes back, like his daughter is all grown up. And that was kind of like a big thing with him, is like he really cherished his relationship with his daughter, and that's a huge plot point in in the third film, because that's his motive. That's gonna be like his main motivation, and basically the logic behind his decision making here. Kang offers him, or tries to make a deal with him, so it's like, I could give you your time back if you assist me. And well, it's kind of like a deal with the devil type situation. uh but I'm looking forward to the film. And I mean, it's not the first time Marvel has done this. They also did it with the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer, where it looks like Rocket, our little friendly raccoon, um he may be biting the dust next. So, and that's like, I'm just like, yo, why they gotta do us like this? Like, I just want that they're not even hiding it anymore. They're very direct and like very clear about who's gonna die. But like, I feel like that's not an appropriate place. With a trailer, you just give us like a teaser, give us like a summary of what the plot is, who the villain is gonna be, and just leave it at that. But when you're like revealing like a major character death, then I feel like
Hmm.
it was like, is it still worth? I mean, like I said before, I probably end up still watching it because again, everything in Marvel is very intertwined. Um, or do you think like it could be a red herring, like they just like suckering us in at this point? Like, what do you think the Marvel execs are thinking?
Um, I don't know. It's really just I don't know. Flo. It's really hard for me to talk about this topic because I really just feel like I'm out the loop.
I know. I
Um,
mean,
so,
I think. I mean, yeah, I think everybody is dealing with like Marvel fatigue because they have just been
mm,
pumping out. If it wasn't like movies, they're like the series on Disney Plus, which is like
yeah.
very good, but it's just like, I think it's very saturated at this
Oh,
point.
definitely. Um, I think I was just talking to a friend about this the other day. Because they were complaining about how there wasn't going to be a WandaVision 2, and even um, I forget her name, the Olsen sister. Um,
Oh, the Scarlet Witch. Yeah.
yeah, she had even talked about like how there was no need for that, but friend had expressed like it was such a good show, like, and there was so many, there was a couple things, not so many, but a couple things that um could have been in a season 2 or like in a like a little mini series that could have been answered. But I was like, we're getting the whole spinoff with like the witches, and
Yeah, with Agatha the
um
Covenant. I believe
yeah,
that's coming out.
and it's actually just started filming, I believe, or just finished filming. And what's so crazy about that is I think Jennifer Aniston may have said it. Somebody else said it. Don't quote me on this because it's verbatim, but they had spoke about how like it's so hard to make regular movies now because Marvel has saturated the film industry so heavily that it's like if you're not in a Marvel movie, you're not making money because nobody wants to see like a rom com or like a teen angst movie anymore outside of like the little gems that come out here and there. And it's like it's also like if you're not in that in crowd of the Marvel people, it's hard for you to find consistent work.
Well,
And like you have to stay tied to those series as well as they overwork them. I remember Scarlet Witch's actresses also saying that I believe on Twitter that they work like 20-hour days, like
mm,
filming, and like they get treated a certain way, which is not bad, but like the protocol for like the movie is such high end because they're like stunts and like obviously things aren't filmed perfectly the first time. Like they're
Mhm.
just so draining. Like it kind of messed up the uh world of acting because like every time you turn around, there's something coming out with the Marvel series. Like whether it's a movie that comes out every 3 years or like a series like you said on Disney Plus. Because even I was just watching, I think in the summer, um, uh, the Dracula thing. Was it Dracula? Or was it the werewolf or something that was
Oh
on
yeah.
Disney Plus? I was like, Dracula's in the Marvel universe,
Not
and
Dracula. I think they're gonna put Blade. That no Blade is gonna be in there for sure. But I think well, I really like that because it was like a special. I think what they
mhm,
could do with Scarlet Witch, if they're not gonna do a full series, they could do a special that may answer any lingering question or like expand on what we may have suspected in the multiverse movie. Um,
definitely.
and then for like Jennifer Aniston is like say there's no room for rom-coms. It's like, aren't we over rom-coms?
Well, that was just one version of what she was talking about. There's no room for like other genres of movies because Marvel is the main thing. Like, look how far we've been stretching out just like the whole blip thing you were talking about. Like, that was what was that? War game? Not war games. What
And
was that?
started Infinity War.
Yeah, and that was like what, almost 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Hmm.
Look how far we've stretched it over. So like, you never know like when the pattern is going to stop. When it doesn't saturate the market. I mean, we get a few movies like literally here and there that's not a superhero movie. You know,
Granted,
so
but I mean, I would say this. I think the biggest appeal of Marvel is how it could intertwine elements of romance, mystery, thriller, action, drama all into one package. Like I would admit, like most of the time when I go to the movies, it's probably going to be for a Marvel film outside of Woman King, uh, Knife Out, just to name some of the things that outside of Marvel, but like most of the time, like I will go to the movie theaters to go see a Marvel film. So I understand your point there, but
mm,
I think the other genre of movies are kind of really losing their edge because everything else is either a remake or some type of recycled plot that we've seen so many times before, and it doesn't really surprise the audience anymore. Like if I watch a lot of movies and TV shows, so there are a lot of times where I may be able to predict what's going to happen, and that's very, boring for me. But with the
mm,
Marvel, especially with the James Gunn, what he has done with Guardians of the Galaxy has intertwined all the elements and genre of, cinema in one beautiful package. So I feel like Marvel has really done an amazing job in just delivering a product that, yeah, it's oversaturating the market and it's just like it has a monopoly. Well, mostly because of the backing of Disney, because Disney pretty much owns everything, but has really set up a market that can appeal to anybody, whether you have watched the comic books or you may be into it due to a love interest,
right.
or you're into it because of like the mystery and thriller. So I mean, I'm not gonna complain. I'm pretty much satisfied with it. But the only thing my concern is just like the whole trailer, the whole spoiler thing. Like we can just let me take a guess. It's to the point where I don't even want to watch some of the trailers anymore because I'm worried it's going to reveal too much and maybe take me out of it. It's the same thing when in DC when it was like Batman versus Superman and they revealed that Wonder Woman was in it. Like they didn't need to show that in the trailer. I think they missed a huge opportunity to gag the audience, but they wanted, I guess, to use it as a marketing tool to try to get many seats, many people in the seats. But I just feel like it was just they missed the opportunity for a great reveal, and I feel like Marvel's kind of doing that now. But then again, like I said, they become such a huge part of cinema that it doesn't really matter what they kind of do at this point because we're going to still go see it. So there's that. But I don't think it's like killing Hollywood. I think, but we'll see. But
Mhm.
speaking of Marvel, I let me say this. Like I said, like I was just speaking, Marvel again has I think doesn't get taken seriously for the amount of fantastic acting that they have in their movies. Like there's such great character development. There's so many layers to a character that you understand not only the protagonist but the antagonist as well. Like it's really good, and like it's about time that they entered the award realm. Like and of course the person that has taken them there is our girl Angela Bassett. And
Right.
just overall, well, I'm gonna get into this, but it's like black people are just have been winning and dominating this award season, and it deserves all the recognition, all of the applause, and we like need to like really talk this up. The first that I'm gonna talk about, of course, is Angela Bassett for winning Best Supporting Actress in her role in Wakanda Forever, and I'm not surprised because like if you saw the film, she delivered. She ate, she left no crumbs. It was one of the strongest performance that I have seen in Marvel. And the only concern was is because for so long, despite how fantastic the actors were in the Marvel universe, they only get recognized for like maybe set design, costume, makeup, but not so much the acting. So like I was about to be like really hurt if Angela didn't win, but she won, and it's just like, yo, like Marvel and superhero movies are actually going to be taken seriously.
Right.
So I mean, like, how did you feel, or how did you react to hearing that Angela Bassett won?
Oh, I wasn't surprised whatsoever. Black Twitter, which I'm always a part of, it's like we know the people who have been putting in the work for like years and years and years and years. And Angela's not even at her peak of what she could do, right? It's just like a walk in the park for her, right? But it is nice to finally see her be properly credited again. Just her work in general, like people really didn't get a chance to connect to her characters. A lot of films, even Black Panther, but now the second movie really kind of gave a closer look at like the family. I suppose I still haven't seen it, right?
Oh my
But
God,
I know, right? It's like given what she's given, and it's like it just proves to you like who was born to do this, right? And seeing like black people in the forefront, um, breaking barriers again at any age is always going to be so inspiring, you know.
for
Um,
sure, for
I
sure.
believe on Twitter they did like a side by side comparison when she won her first award to now. It's been like what, like a 20-year difference,
And
30-year
still
difference.
looks the same.
Yeah, first of all, snatched head to toe, gorgeous woman, beautiful inside and out. You know, um, and when she wins, we all win.
Period. Like that is like I'm so happy for her. Not only she won the Golden Globes, I think she also won like the Critics Award, Critics Choice,
Mhm.
and Oscars will be coming up soon. I'm hoping she gets an Oscar. Like I'm like fingers crossed. Like I feel like she should definitely get that golden statue for sure. But she
Um,
wasn't the only black person that was winning. We have Tyler James Williams, best known for his role Everybody
hmm
Hates Chris, but has really
hmm
become a standout in Abbott Elementary. So I mean,
That's
this
right.
I mean, just an amazing, talented guy, and it's really great to see him get his flowers. Niecy Nash, who I've known so long as like, a comedic actress,
hmm
won her award over the controversial series with Jeffrey Dahmer. Um, but I'm excited for her to get it, and then Quinta Brunson is at legendary status right now. What she has done with Abbott Elementary, relate for me as a teacher, that is a very relatable series all around. From what teachers have to deal with in terms of lack of support from the city, school board, um, lack of appropriate resources, just all the pressures that come with teaching youth, and just like trying to work together to like just make it all work, and just being dedicated to a craft, to a very like thankless job, but still be able to make it funny and entertaining. Like this was just an all around great show. And I will give her all her flowers. I'm I hope that they renew it. Like it's very good. If you haven't got a chance to watch it, um, I watch it when it comes on cable. I watch it like on Hulu. Because to be honest, I'm
hmm
very tempted to cut cable at this point. It's just like, what's the point? But it is just a really fantastic show that's highlighting some of the like amazing actors and actresses of our time. Like, oh my God, have you got a chance to watch it yet?
I've seen, like I said on Black Twitter, I've seen some like scenes from it in clips. But personally, I'm just happy to see Quinta win anything and see how much she's come so far. Because uh, not super old, but we knew her from BuzzFeed, right?
Right,
The
right.
people who didn't know her from BuzzFeed knew her from what was the app? TikTok, not TikTok. What was before TikTok?
Musically,
It was something else before that.
Vine,
There we go. Because she was like the "You Got Money" girl, but like I
hmm
didn't know her for that. I knew her for being
but for
on.
BuzzFeed,
Yeah, and I remember like the BuzzFeed scandal that happened where like all the workers were like quitting like what like mid like what 2016. Like it was just crazy to see how like she came from being a girl who was like fresh out of college, and reacting to things on this YouTube channel, and how literally like people really didn't expect much from a lot of those people outside of the people who are still on YouTube. And here she is with her own TV show, right? And she even posted, I think after she won her award, the screenshot she sent to Tyler James about how she was thinking about selling her show, how it got picked up, and how she was willing to still hire him if everything went through properly. And look at the gold they've made, right? And um, it's just spectacular to see how far she was coming. Like Black Twitter is so proud of her. Like, like it's just crazy to see. Like, and it gives a lot of people hope because I know being even you Flo, like both of us being different tropes of like the starving artist, um, it shows that like resilience does like persevere over time, right? And she kind of never gave up, even if it doesn't matter what type of networks you have 9 times out of 10, but she worked through that and in under like 10 years she's a hit, right? She's
right,
still very young in her career and like she's come so far, you know?
right.
And
Eh,
what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say like I'm excited to see where she takes the show. I hope it goes on like for a very long time. It's just a really I just appreciate for like how honest it is and how just real. Like I feel like it's really giving teachers a platform and really speaks our
Yeah.
truth. And she deserves all the flowers.
Oh, definitely. Uh, I would say for even for Tyler James Williams, even he is like overcome like him just being a child actor, you know. And even when people thought like he was just done with acting or like he hadn't been in a lot of things, 'cause I think he had moved to like Alaska or something.
What?
Um, he just came back and he's playing one of the biggest roles of his life, right? And
Right.
it's always nice to see child actors, specifically ones that are like Black and POC, just grow up and continue to break barriers. You know.
Very true. Very true. He has had a very successful career, and I'm glad he didn't let that role Everybody Hates Chris pigeonhole him, because I feel like that
Hmm.
happens a lot, and like he
Hmm.
has really shown his range. Kudos to him. And then of course we can't forget about Eddie Murphy, who I'm gonna see if I pronounced the name of this award right. Uh, Cecil B. DeMille, y'all could correct me later if I got it wrong, award, just for like his overall lifetime achievement as undoubtedly the most or top raw comedians uh of our lifetime. Like he has such an outstanding career and has continued to just be an immense talent. And I'm just happy to see him like win this. Uh, uh, what is your take with or what's your experience with Eddie Murphy?
Um. Uh.
Or was he a little bit
Definitely
before
part
your
of my
time?
no, definitely part of my childhood. Like with like um Doctor Doolittle and stuff,
Mm.
like Kyla Pratt, Raven Simone. And then like what was that? The Nutty Professor and Orbit, right?
Yeah.
I think
I don't know if people praise him so much for Norbit. Um,
Norbit is so iconic. Like I don't know, maybe it's just I'm on Twitter all the time. Like Norbit is still like heavily acclaimed to this day.
I think it's like because of the memes that came out of it. But and not just work as a comedian. I think was he in Dreamgirls or Sparkle?
Who's in Dreamgirls?
Okay, his work in Dreamgirls, like this man has truly set a pathway for our comedians. Like no, Dave Chappelle came after him. So like around like with Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart, and a plethora of other blossoming comedians. Like it's like when you look back at his career and what he has
Mm,
done and like how he has contributed uh to not just black culture but like American entertainment
mm,
is just like it just speaks volumes. And
definitely.
I feel like I almost worry that like this generation may not like fully understand uh just how great he is. I mean, he has some recent appearances. Like I think he did. No, wait, was that recent? An SNL did a return? Was it last year or the year before? But you know what I mean? Like he has managed to just maintain this career. It has to be over 40 something because he was like really big in the 80s.
Yeah, my
Um,
mom is more familiar with. Well, I'm more familiar with my mom watching him in stand up. I would his stand up is before my time.
but yeah,
Him as far as like being in movies is more so what I'm familiar with.
yes, I think. Well, I think his stand up should be, it's probably streaming somewhere. We just gotta find a platform. But like just Beverly Hills Cop, um,
Mm,
it's just like so many movies that it would just like blow your mind. But it's just like one of the greatest comedians of all time and definitely deserve his recognition now while he is still with us. But oh my God. Like this was like a great award season. I'm
mm.
hoping to see more people of color win some amazing awards. And like I said before, where Angela Bassett's win, this could truly open the door for Marvel to be taken seriously, and not just be seen as another superhero movie. Like this is just a movie that just happens to have superheroes. So I'm excited to see how it turns out. I don't watch award shows. I just look at the results because it's very long. But I'm rooting for everybody that's black.
That's
Now,
right.
now on to the main event. I wanted to talk about it last week, but I had to read some haters. But I'm talking about it this week. We are getting into RuPaul's Drag Race season
Hey,
15. That
that's
is on
right.
MTV now. They, I don't know why the switch, but
They
it
always do
was.
this. They always jump.
And I feel like it may be a bad decision, but we're gonna dive into that. Um, are you caught up on like all the episodes for the most part?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, here I just okay. So my God, it's just so much because it's like we just got through watching the third episode.
Mm.
But they already have done Snatch Game
Mm-hmm.
this
Crazy,
early.
right?
Maddie Morphosis must be pissed. They got how many sewing challenges like last year? Like this is RuPaul knows how to shake it up and stir the pot and serve it to the
Definitely.
people. So, but there have been some major changes since like all the previous like the last couple of the like regular seasons of RuPaul Drag Race. RuPaul has been very hesitant to send some people home. Like has been dragging it out. But this year we got the pork chop first episode. Like, do you feel like it was okay to bring this back, or do you feel like we should have, or did you like the idea that the queens had more TV time and weren't immediately eliminated? Like, how do you feel about that?
Um, I definitely think there's a lot more leeway when it comes to Drag Race now because they love the shock and the it tunes people in because we always wonder like what's going to be the new twist, Um, we can't really always get the best of twists, because sometimes it really affects the season. But I am glad more of the girls have more time to showcase themselves because it gives them more of it gives like the couple first eliminated queens to really connect to the audience before they go. A lot of the
Mm.
girls are known for that. Like if you go back, even 10 years ago, um, it was really hard to get like a lot of the girls who went home early were considered filler queens
Mm.
and or the first eliminated, and so like they were always humiliated. Now to be a
Mm.
Rue girl, you are authentically seen as a fan favorite Rue girl 9 times out of 10. So I
Yeah,
like it, but it has its ups and downs.
yeah, I think RuPaul has been trying to erase the stigma of being pork chop. Um,
Hmm.
just solely because I mean, it's a competition and it's an elimination, so somebody has to go first. But I remember like a couple of seasons ago, she was like, Shangela, who was eliminated when she first appeared, was the first to be eliminated. And, now she's getting that HBO money on We're Here. She's
Hmm.
like touring, you know what I mean? She has, really blossomed. She's come such a long way since that happening. Um,
Hmm.
Miss Vanjie, brought her back because just walking backwards and saying her name alone was just hilarious and tickled RuPaul so much. And again, blew up this like in Vegas doing Vegas shows at one point. You know what I mean? So one, I think is because sometimes our fan base can be a bit problematic and can be very harsh to the queens. But just remember, like, one, it's reality TV, it's a competition, so somebody's got to go home first. And
Definitely.
and the girls are like, it's a lot with this competition. Like, they're separated from their families for months at a time, and they're isolated, and they're having their whole lives unfold in front of like millions of people, and there's could be subjected to some very questionable edits, as we've
Hmm.
seen some behind the scenes tea. So the whole going home first, like we just have to eliminate that stigma. Because I was very shocked that Irene Dubois was like first to go, because
Hmm.
like I would have loved to see her snatch game. I would love to see her in a reading challenge, because I felt like she could really like bring it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was shocked to see, well, her talent show, the water. I don't even see how that could be funny with the full sketch. Like even when she said that, I'm just like, she's trying to be Willow Pill.
I understood why it was funny, but I feel like there could have been. I haven't seen the full 6 minute like one she's done like in her in like bars and stuff or like whatever she does. But I understand why it was supposed to be funny.
Mm,
It just didn't click. It was like a funny idea, but like poor execution. And the
mm,
girls should know that if it takes like 6 minutes to make something be funny, you're only getting like a minute 30 seconds.
mm-hmm.
Do something, girl. Do something else.
Yeah, I just felt bad. And what's our favorite girl? Amethyst. She could be the lip sync assassin so far. So far,
Hmm.
that what I have seen. She, I mean, she has really fought to really stay in this competition, and she redeemed herself this episode. She did a really good snatch game as Tan
Hmm.
Mom. Um, and it was really good to see, because she has dubbed herself the comedy queen, and so far with two challenges, I think she had really bombed, like, badly. So to see her get her redemption in this episode was really good. But we're gonna dive in more into episode 3 in a minute. What is your take on the length of time of this season? It seems very short.
Yeah. As I saw today, what I found out about the season a couple weeks ago, they cut it down to 1 hour, and then right after that, Tuck comes on. But the twist is they're trying to really heavily promote that the Real Friends of WeHo show. And so today, you and my sister actually had asked me about it. Tuck didn't come on after the show because um, the Real Friends of WeHo or whatever came on, and apparently they really are trying to boost the views for that show. So it comes on right after Drag Race to get the Drag Race fan base to watch it, and the fan base is really against it on Twitter. And
Mm, and rightfully
if you watch the
so.
show, you can win tickets to DragCon. Also, Untucked comes on after the Real Friends of WeHo.
Let me just
So it's
say
like they're
this.
trying to get you to sit there and watch it to watch Untucked and also get these DragCon tickets.
But if we don't get Untucked, we're only getting half the story. That's the whole
That's
point.
right.
And I'm like,
Exactly.
why would you? I would have loved to see this episode of Untucked because spoiler alert, if you haven't seen this episode, the twins are in the bottom. Like Sugar and Spice had to lip sync against each other. I would have loved to see what was going on in that workroom. I don't like this whatsoever. I really enjoyed Untucked. I like to see the behind the scenes. I like them to see have the queens meet with the guest judge and get those words of encouragement. You know what I mean? And the best drama happens in Untucked. So you're cutting like one of the major staples of Drag Race to make room for this other show. Like, don't get me wrong. I think it's great that their MTV is adding as many queer representation as possible, but they have to understand the audience that they are catering to. RuPaul fans want to see Untucked. Like
Definitely.
there's no getting around that. So I'm hoping next week that we get a double Untucked or like just something because it's like there's
We're
no
still getting
way.
Untucked, but Untucked is coming on after the WeHo show, so you have to sit through the show to watch Untucked.
Feels like it's coming on at 11.
Yeah.
What time is it? Okay, we got like 5 minutes because like I really want to see this. So, but
Mhm.
I just
Well, the
feel like
tea
it's
on the street, the tea on the street is Sugar and Spice knew that they were going to put in the bottom against each other. Regardless, that's what everybody wants to see. Like when there was a mother and daughter in the same season, right now they want two sisters
mm.
to go against each other, and so they pre-choreographed the lip sync.
Oh yeah, that was pretty obvious. And I like they really tried to do a double Shantae.
I
And I was
just feel like the
like,
song they were given just wasn't them,
I feel
and it
like
was
it might
it
have
was
worked
meant
if
for other
Sugar
queens.
didn't fall. I was worried Sugar had like injured herself because she took a really nasty fall. She had to take her platform off. I mean, like tried to finish the number, but baby, it wasn't. She was limping. Like I don't even if it was a double Shantae, I don't think she would have been able to compete the rest of the season.
And I don't know about y'all, but regardless, I feel like Spice is going to say because Spice has been eating Sugar up since the beginning. She's supposed to be the underdog sister.
But I think they did that on purpose. I think the only reason she's been eating Sugar is because she's been put on first. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Because it's like their styles are so similar. I don't care if Spice is supposed to be like a gothier or dark one. They're like even the way they were dancing, it's very much the same.
Yeah.
So, sorry to see Sugar go. I would have liked to see them a little further down the line, but their snatch game.
Oh,
I
that
felt
Miley Cyrus was
that was terrible.
so bad that it was funny. It was so funny.
I just couldn't. Well, I turned my head. I was just like, Miley could have been a really smart choice because Miley is a character on and off screen, and she petty, especially with that flower song that she dropped on her ex-husband's birthday. Like, well, I mean, well, of course that happened after the taping of this, but she's Miss Queen Petty. I was like, I wanted to see some twerking. I wanted to see. Molly is really good with her physical comedy with her time on Disney. So I mean, there's other ways that she could have did this, but just to play her off like as a dummy didn't read well at all. Like it was so cringy to watch. And who else had like a really bad snatch?
Oh,
Well, her twin Sugar, of course, 'cause she was in the bottom. I just like I felt like I would say this. The looks for those that were like impersonating like the celebrities and stuff, I feel like everybody had the right look, but it's not enough to look like the person. You have to really draw out that personality. and like make it funny. And I felt like who's was it Mistress? Yeah, it's Mistress Isabel Brooks who did Roseanne. Did it well. She could have won if it wasn't for that runway, I think. Because I was just like, why do you have a cage skirt when you're doing spiders? But you know, work. But I'm glad that Lucy LaDuca uh came through and got her redemption as well in one snatch game. Because what did she do again? Was she the first? Was she in the first group? No, she was in the second group, and she. Oh my God, I'm really blanking on the name right now. Y'all don't kill me. What is Joan Rivers? There we go. I had to really pull that out of my brain. She did an excellent. She did an excellent Joan Rivers. Really sold it. Did a nice back and forth with not only RuPaul but with like some of the other characters. Just great comedic timing. Congratulations to Lucy for that. I know that she really wanted to pull that off. Um, and you know what? My fave, and I know she's gonna be considered kind of a bit of an underdog. I was surprised that Jax did fairly well in the Snatch game with the Mona Lisa painting. It was very out of the box and she really made it funny. I'm glad she was safe. I didn't think it was like a winning, but like I agree it was safe and I was like I was really impressed. So okay, it's 11 o'clock now, so we're gonna go ahead and like wrap up because I want to see this untouched. Real quick, Marcel, who do you think is going to be the top four this season?
The top four. Um, that's hard.
I know.
Um, I definitely think that uh, Lucy's gonna be there.
Mhm.
Lux is gonna be there.
Mm.
Um, Sasha Colby.
Mm, mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, she's really been getting really good at it. Like as far as like one of the classic queens.
Mhm.
And if I just had to put I have a fan favorite and an alternate. So I do feel like excuse me. Uh what's her name? They seem to really like Malaysia. What's
Mm.
her name? Is her name Atreo? What's her name?
It's
Atreya?
Malaysia Baby Doll Fox.
I
I
know her, but what's the other one? The karate doing their lip sync.
Oh, Anitra.
There we go. Anitra. They seem to really like Anitra. They seem to really like Malaysia. And they seem to really like what's the other big girl name?
We have Mistress Isabel Brooks.
Yeah, her. They seem to really love her. Like this on tonight's show, they complimented her acting, her mug, everything. Like she was one to watch out for.
Mhm.
So I don't say either Anitra or um the mistress one you were just talking about.
Mhm.
And I would just love, even though I just know she's, well, my fan favorite that I feel like being top four is Lux. But, she hasn't been getting the best criticisms, but I love Marsha. I do.
Yes, I feel like
I love her
she
so much. And
very funny.
they're just in her drag isn't draggy enough. And I thought we've come past that, I
And
feel like
I'm
they're really nitpicking her because they've really had queens like Aquaria and even another one of my favorite Cracker who come in with like these very high fashion looks that aren't super draggy. Very flat hair. The
Mhm.
most thing about their makeup that be draggy is like the eyeshadow in the wing and under eye.
Mhm.
Like won't be like super big sculpted makeup. I feel like Marsha, her character is just there. they're not seeing it, and it makes me so mad 'cause it makes me think about Jackie Cox and Jan and how like they were just not getting how these were like top tier competitors. No.
Right. And I'm worried that this may affect her psychologically. Like,
Mm,
she may end up like self-sabotaging herself based off these critiques.
definitely.
She has the whole package. I think, in my personal opinion, like, she did a great snatch game. Like, she has just been funny, 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 consistently funny for the past
She
three
reminds me a lot
episodes.
of Cracker. Excuse me. She reminds me a
So,
lot of Cracker with like less nice little seamstress skills. You know, because Cracker was a little clean. Girls don't like to admit it. Um, but Marsha, she knows she was dead wrong because she could have cinched that waist. She think just because she's skinny. Hold on a second.
right, that she could just,
You not
just
have a
get
cinched
by with
waist. The
that.
whole point is like cinching that waist. You know?
Well, I
Anything to
hope,
stop for.
yeah. So, I do agree. I definitely think Anitra is going to be up there. Lucy LaDuca, she's
Mm-hmm.
definitely, um, Sasha Colby. She's smart. She's a veteran. Like, she knows how to play the game. Uh, I said Anitra, Lucy LaDuca. I need one more. Is it wrong that I want Selena Estides? I mean, she's not gonna win like on runway alone. I think that she has a really great personality. I don't know if she's gonna
Yeah.
survive after doing that Virgin Mary bit, but I want to see her up there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like she can sell it. She can. I mean, she ain't a fashion queen, but personality counts.
Right.
So I'm gonna wrap this up because I want to go ahead and definitely see Untucked because I need to see this Untucked because this is gonna be very, very juicy. So thank you guys for watching so much. I see that we have some new people that's in the chat. Thank you.
You guys for
Libkey,
coming.
Dicky. I know I mispronounced that so bad. I'm so sorry. But I do appreciate you guys for stopping by, participating in the chat. And again, as always, you cannot go wrong with the flow. If you missed this episode, it is okay because I will have it on audio soon. And of course, this will be up for 6 days on Twitch, and then it will be posted on my YouTube channel, Noir Vibes DC. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share and help grow this channel. Thank you again, Marcel, for coming on the show. And as
Thank you
always,
for
you
having
can't
me.
go wrong when you go with the flow. I'll catch you
I
guys.
should go with the flow.
Yes, and we're gonna like Friday's gonna be the new day, so we're gonna consistently be on here Friday nights. But stay posted on the time because I don't know what RuPaul's doing. All right, I'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.